Hello and welcome to the Sports Corner F1 Watchalong Week 3. It's the third week we're doing this. This week we have got the Hungarian Grand Prix, obviously. We'll talk a bit later, but we had the qualifying yesterday. We've got the race today. Look for a very tasty race. Obviously, this is how the front grid started off. It's Hamilton in P1, Valtteri Bottas in P2, and in P3 it's a Lance Stroll. The racing points incredibly quick so far this season, really. And one thing that's just happened, this is why I started a couple of minutes earlier. Max Verstappen is on like a parade, like more or less, and he bombs it. It is currently wet in the Hungarian, um, and Max Verstappen bombs it, and he's gone into the side wall, missing a front wing. Um, he's all of his nose is damaged, so now it'll be interesting to see if Red Bull can get it sorted within 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. They've probably got. But yeah, welcome to the watch along. Oh, my snacks today I have the grapes and apple juice this time. Albon's on the team radio. It'll be interesting to see what really happens with Max here. Albon's starting late. It looks like Max is getting out. Yeah, Max is getting out. It'll be interesting to see. But yeah, welcome. We'll have this on obviously at the bottom the whole time. If you haven't heard of us with the Sports Corner, we do the wrestling podcast. That's me on every Tuesday. This week will be very big. We've got Extreme Rules tonight. We've had Slammiversary yesterday. We have Five of the Fallen. So that'll be very interesting. On Wednesdays we do the Top Gun Football podcast. We come to the end of the season. I think we're gonna my idea anyway, brain box and everything. And then we've got the NFL corner on Thursday or Friday. Probably won't leave it on the ticker below just because it's 9. But yeah, Hamilton P2 and Bottas at P3. We'll just wait till we move on. So they are bringing a new front nose out currently. Let me get Josh to do a tweet. Right, we'll get a tweet out as well for myself. So it's frustrating for Max, obviously, bombing it out, into the wet. You're just seeing now because I didn't actually get to see it. He skids out straight into the wall, boom, and he's fine. Real, his front wing comes off and then he drives over it, and it's going to be very tough for the Red Bull now to get to finish with Albon starting in 13th as well. It's going to be tough. Oops, didn't mean to click that. I was going to do a tweet. Let me get the link on YouTube. Ooh. But if you are in the chat, let me know what are your predictions for this race. I know it's probably that people may not be as happy. That's all. It's not like it's not the most entertaining in terms of we saw from qualifying. They do get bunch up, which is good for racing, but we might not really see any actual overtakes. But we'll wait and see. Really. What's it called? Sorry guys, I'm a bit distracted. I'm trying to battle a tweet. Ooh. So this will be interesting. All the drivers are coming out. So you got Esteban Ocon. I'm guessing that's Pierre Gasly, Charles Leclerc, Valtteri, Lewis, Max. Max shaking his head. I mean, if you Max, as good as the Neil thing is, and it's great for obviously the movement. All right, what's the weather looking like? A Merc 1, 2, 3. I'm thinking a Merc 1, 2, 3, 4. Weather's wet, so I don't know if you've seen Volley, but Max has gone off. Verstappen has bombed it, and he's missing a front wing. So all the drivers are standing together now. While obviously last week we had a lovely anthem. Now it's interesting if all the drivers are here. George and Lando, Checo, Valtteri Bottas, Charles, Pierre. I can't tell who that is. That Kimi? We're missing one. We're at least missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. That's K-Mag. Yeah, Kevin Mags. Yeah, it's wet. It's going to be great. Well, Max has already done it. I think is it. I'm trying to think of the F1 game of the track. That's turn. That's second to last. Then third to last, fourth to last. Like the fifth last corner, just I think he looks up and then he spins straight to the wall, front nose. All the drivers standing together, obviously. Red Bull have got a tough job on their hand currently now, having to fix this car. It's going to be fun. It's going to be very fun. Again, a lovely singing now. Last week we had a guy on I think it's the accordion. I think I said the harp. So it's the accordion. But yeah, all the drivers standing together. It'll be very interesting to see. Ooh. I don't know if you hear me in a dub, but I don't think you should. Let's put out to reacting to the F1 hashtags. I'm getting good at this. Hashtag, not him and that. I don't know what that is. That's some Japanese. The F1 hashtag Hungarian Grand Prix. Hashtag F1. And then what's the official hashtag? It says Hungary. Oops. So the drivers didn't take a knee. I don't think they did. They all stood together when obviously the end racing trip, but I don't know whether they took a knee. Hungarian GP. If I just put F1 2020 as well, just try and get some of them viewers in. Try our best, can't we? Boom. We'll tweet that out, and then you've all got my full attention. Let's over in Red Bull Ferrari looking really bad this year so far. I mean, volley. Let's over into the direct. Hopefully, it's not as wet. It's more damp, but again, it can still lead to I'm just going to retweet. If you go to the Twitter, I've got the Twitter banner here, and I think it's Twitter's. It's at the top, at the underscore top corner, capital T for there, underscore capital T for top, capital C for corner. Josh just tweeted out his use a fine Max Verstappen gif, and Josh doesn't know anything about F1, and he's somehow chosen the best driver. Red Bull Ferrari are looking bad. I mean, they had a great thing today. They're just showing Lawrence Stroll. I'll come on to it later with Vettel. But yeah, Ferrari not looking strong. They had a good showing today. They're starting 5th and 6th, I think, are they? Yeah, 5th and 6th, but behind them, Race Point, who, I mean, next year, everyone should just copy this year's Mercedes, and then we'll have a very good, it will all be based on driver. Well, if it's raining in the top here to be on the podium, Kvyat is somehow thinking Verstappen's looking pissed off. I mean, I'm guessing they'll have his car drivable. Yeah, he's getting back in his suit. But they've had to do some quick fixes. I mean, this is where I see Lance Stroll get a podium. It's his biggest week to prove that he's not a by driver. Obviously, the rumor is Aston Martin maybe coming back to F1 or coming to F1 instead of Racing Point. Lawrence Stroll will take over. And the biggest thing is that Sebastian Vettel is going to come into the Aston Martin, which means Lance or Checo's going to go. Now, it's probably going to be Checo, Lawrence, and Lance Stroll, father and son. But it annoys me because Vettel is a great driver and he should be in F1 and he should be at a top tier team like Racing Point. The problem is, Checo doesn't deserve to lose a seat at all because he's an incredible driver. We've seen it. He's just never had a really top tier car. Lance is unfortunate that his dad is the owner, but he proves look, he got P3. He outqualified his teammate. He's had podiums. It's not like he's a guy who sits in P20. So it will be very interesting. I mean, let me know where you think Vettel's going to end up. Is he going to be at Aston Martin? If so, does he replace Checo or Lance? Also, let me know what you think your podium places are going to be for today. We're going to they're just trying to fix this car now. I think Max is going to get in the so Max is actually getting in the car at least, which is nice to know. No, he's not getting in the car. Never mind. I thought it was. We were a guy stretching over. They don't have long to fix this, you know. They don't have long at all. I could see you running one of these games, commute the Mandarin. Don't diss the Mandarin commentary. If you speak Mandarin, it's probably class. Said you got me. We're feeling torpedo of the Red Bull City Far. I was thinking about this the other day. if you are in Red Bull, you are that second driver. If Max isn't there, if Max is there, you are never gonna thing it. Lance is very good in changeable condition, great with time management. Well, Monza, he got a top 3 qualifying, P3, didn't he? With going back to that Red Bull thing, the problem is Albon is young, but Max is Christian Horner's and Helmut Marko's golden boy. They will always put him first. And I love what George Russell came out and said. George Russell doing an interview for F1, and he basically he's being made to look like a mug, basically. And he's not. He's an incredible driver. I've grown up with him for nearly 15 years. He is, and unfortunately, when you're at Red Bull, this is why Daniel Ricciardo left. It's annoying to see. Oh wait, Checo has a contract. Lance doesn't. So Vettel going there. Lance doesn't have Checo, but they can easily buy out his contract if they're making a new F1 team. They can easily buy it out for not much. I mean, they just showed Matteo Binotto. It's Ferrari's chance to show that they can compete. They're not a mid-table team. Mid-table. We'll go through qualifying quickly then, if you haven't seen. So in P1, it's Lewis Hamilton. In P2, it's Valtteri Bottas. Merckx locking out the front row. Well done to him. They great qualifying. Lewis is just always the best, and it's annoying, but it's why he is probably one of the most known F1 drivers, because he's so good. In P3 and P4, it's the pink Mercedes, the Racing Point, Lance Stroll and Sergio Perez. Well done to them. Lance Stroll getting the P3, Perez getting the P4. It's that car. The car is scarily good. I mean, they were 800ths off the pace Lance was, and Checo was nearly second exactly. But is that P3, P4? In P5 and P6, it's the Ferraris. We're getting quite consecutive teams. Oh, they're making a lot of changes to that Red Bull car. And again, there's probably 3 minutes left before they do the warm-up lap. So Lewis Hamilton is adjusting his balls. You won't get that on the Mandarin commentary. Not as professional. But yeah, the Ferraris P5, P6 finally showing that they've got a bit of pace. It's their biggest chance, especially on a wet race. If they can keep kind of, I mean, we know Seb at Hockenheim last year didn't have an amazing race, but he came on in the points because he just stayed on the track. He did, didn't he? P7, P8. It's Max Verstappen. Obviously, Verstappen been in it in the warm-up laps and not having a front wing. So that's going to be very interesting if they can get it sorted quick enough. In at P8, it's Lando Norris, one of the McLarens. Not as a strong showing as usually. He did get up to that the P3 region, but he then dropped down after team set for quicker laps. But great showing. Same with Carlos Sainz in P9 and Pierre Gasly in P10, the AlphaTauri. Pierre Gasly out-qualifying Kvyat. Pierre Gasly is so unfortunate. I think I said it earlier about Verstappen's a golden boy, but Gasly really didn't show what he could do in the Red Bull, but he's comfortable in AlphaTauri. And look, he's qualifying his teammate by out 7 places. And Carlos getting the P9. There's not much you can ask on. Pierre not even driving in Q10. Let's have a look at some of the comments. If they don't run into each other, they'll try the best. And hi, pal, hope you all back in from family. Oh, lovely. I hope you had a good walk, Chris. And at least you're back now to watch Max Verstappen get a front wing on. Yes, he's got a front wing. It's Helmut Marko. Is that Helmut Marko? He's talking to Cyril. Can't say his second name. Abitboul. P11, Danny Rick. It's probably better that he finished P11 because he had free tyre choice. But I think if you hear me, he would have wanted to sort of qualify higher, maybe above Pierre Gasly. But not much you can ask for. P12. I put a tweet out. If you haven't followed me, it's my name on the stream. Yeah, I think if it's up there, yeah, ROC99. I just put one simple tweet during qualifying. Bravo, Williams. Bravo, George Russell. At one point, we're sitting in P3. Now we're going to get the lovely F1 theme in a second. I'll have a quick drink. No, it's not whiskey. It's apple juice. Make yourself laugh. Alex Albon P13. We know he was very unhappy with it. He even called him out on team radio. When drivers complain, they know the TV company's going to hear it. He said, why did you put me out in traffic? I said, don't put me out in traffic, and they did. No good for him. Esteban Ocon P40. Game Renault low down. Esteban is a very mixed first race qualified P14, second qualified P5, and now P14 again. Very mix and match. Nicholas Latifi. I mean, last year, Robert Kubica, I don't think made it out of Q3, Q1, Q3, Q1. And now George Russell getting both Williams in Q2. It does show that Nicholas Latifi has got some talent, but he just proves that George Russell is the better driver and does. And we're getting the dun nearly. We're nearly getting it. Can't wait. There we go. K. Magnussen and Kvyat 16th and 17th. Yeah, Magnussen, Haas not looking amazing. Again, a very mixed and match team. Last week they were in Q2. This week not. Kvyat 7th place off Pierre Gasly. Pierre Gasly set a 1:15.508 is his fastest. Kvyat 1:16.204. 6 tenths off his teammate when you're in the same car, nearly. P18, 19, and 20. It's Roman Grosjean in P18 with the Haas. And then P19 and 20, Giovinazzi and Kimi Räikkönen at the back. The Alfa Romeo not looking very strong. I've just seen a comment that said daddy bit. And I think Daniel will get to see he can compete and can push Max to do better and won't be down 7 tenths for qualifying. Maybe. I think Albon's too young. And I think Red Bull are worried because Albon has shown that he can compete twice. In the space like 4 races, he's up there for the P3 podium spot, which should realistically be Red Bull's goal when you're against the Mercedes. But Daniel, he's very easy to go, sit back, don't compete against Max. As much as you say he pushes Max, I think Albon's more of a worry for him and more of a worry for Red Bull that he starts out qualifying their golden boy. Unfortunately, I don't understand Chinese. He's a particular Brit, live abroad and don't learn language. It's one of them things. Oh, Daddy Latifi is going to buy Williams. Oh, it's happened again. As long as Russell stays in the seat, I'm not really fussed. We've got 14 live views, it's telling me, so thank you everyone that's joining. Comment what you think. We're probably, I think, 5 minutes off the warm-up lap and then the actual start. The track is a little bit wet. They're just talking about the thing. Yeah, a little bit wet. Going Max versus Jaffa Cakes and Walker's tomato sauce, Chris. Tomato sauce flavoured crisps. I'm not having. That's horrible. That is horrible. I mean, you've got to be going for some grapes and apple juice. Can't go wrong. But yeah, very interesting. I mean, who do you think is going to make the most places today? I mean, I think last week or the first week, how was it, Volley? Someone made a prediction Giovinazzi was going to make the most, and I think he did. I think he made 7. I mean, we don't count DQ. We count DQs in that as well, so. But obviously, if you don't know, Max Verstappen spun off early. Will have front wing damage. They've put a new front wing on him, but it's just showing the starting grid. And it is the Mercs, it is the Red Bulls. Imagine if I choke live on Death on a Grape. Very sad. It'd be horrible. Hello, Bonnie Laddie. Hello, Mr. Motivator. Lovely name. Verstappen and Norris. Verstappen, well, I mean, we talk about sort of Albon being off the pace. Verstappen, you should jump into a few F1 Facebook groups and post a link to stream. There's demand for this sort of thing. Just got to get it out there. All right, I'll have a look. I probably won't do it now because I want to keep my eyes on the game, but I'll do it after because we'll have is it just a week break before Great Britain? July 31st. So that's a week break. So next week we obviously won't be streaming, but the week after that we would be back with my home GP. We're getting a double header of the Great British Grand Prix in Silverstone. So very fun. Hamilton and Bottas. We could see a race point 1-2 if that happens. I mean, like you said, Verstappen just thanking his mechanics. They've managed to get his car fixed well, and Verstappen's ready to go. So I think we should be expecting Max to find. When Albon joined Red Bull, there was a drive to survive. So when Albon had to replace guys before, Horner and Helmut Marko, they're like evil James Bond's villains, but they are very company motivated, and they probably realise how much of an asset Max Verstappen is. Regardless of if Albon's better, Max is one of the youngest drivers. Then, like, you know what I mean? It's hard for them to. I'm trying to say it's hard for them to go. They put. It looks like most of the drivers have got inters on, which it says it's very greasy. They're attempting I don't think they respect the second drivers. They just bring someone in to sit second fiddle to Verstappen, even though sometimes, I mean, Pierre Gasly didn't have the best showing, but Albon has, and it's just sad to see. It's the basic. It's just having a basic respect and being a leader of a team to go. We know everyone knows at Red Bull, and everyone that watches F1 knows that Max Verstappen is their man. He's their shining turkey. That's not a saying. That is not a saying. But he's their main man. They're just doing the warm-up lap now, and unfortunately, anyone that goes, it's why the Red Bull program has lost so many drivers. Like you've had Carlos Sainz in there, you have Kvyat who's still there. Who have you had? You have John-Eric Verne, Brendan Hartley was up there, and the reason none of them think because Max is so good. Danny Ricketts, the reason Danny Rick left Red Bull, he says, "Oh, I believe they've got a better engine." He just didn't want to be in Max's shadow, and unfortunately, that happens. Justin Child, hello lads, hello, welcome. Who's your man for P1? It's hard to look past Hamilton or Bottas. Oh, I really want to go for Perez or Lance, just because the track's it's a bit greasy and I mean, let me know what you chat. I think I'm going to go for Bottas. And Bottas will have the motivation to do it. I mean, Hamilton is obviously coming off a win, but I said last week, I'm going to keep on saying it's a perfect chance for Valtteri Bottas. And I think he could do it. Shining Turkey should be saying, shouldn't it? It's a shining turkey. Who doesn't love a turkey at Christmas? I'm coining it. Trademark and everything. Shining pissing turkey. K-Mag has gone out with Wes, has he? I'm guessing he's expecting rain. I mean, when you're so far back in the grid, why not take a risk? Why not put on the wets and hope it rains? Because then everyone's going to have to pit. You're sitting out front, more or less. Doing formation laps, so just showing previous winners. And then that was Vettel, Hamilton, Vettel. Jesus Christ, he's ripped. He's scary. Oh, it's Roberto Carlos. I thought it was a random fan. It's Roberto Carlos, the former left back for Brazil. Bang for Kvyat's complain. Ooh. Kvyat wants to put dries on. Very interesting if this does happen. He mostly start from the pit lane if he does it, but if he believes, we should get some early pits. So if the track dries up, we saw. I mean, I'm guessing most people watch qualifying. When George Russell and Nicholas Latifi setting them fastest laps because the track had dried up, it was there was a chance. And here's Haas comes in. I think it's both Haas's have come in actually. So Magnussen and Grosjean both pitting, and Kvyat staying out. Has big chance now. Obviously, they start from pit lane, so they're going to be P20 and P19 more or less. But they can race their way through the track if they're on dries. Right. We're so close. Let's go in. Fell from last year Ferrari once again. I really hope Bottas could challenge for the champion. He got subsidized by the boss Putin. And it's lights out. And that's a great start from Charles Leclerc and Lando. Perez has had an awful start. There's so much spray. Bottas dropped. Stroll is dropped in, popped into second. Hamilton's first. Ferrari, I'm guessing that's Charles Leclerc. Lance does defend. Max Verstappen pushing for P3. Can he get it? Perez has dropped down to P5, P6. There's a Renault up there. I'm guessing that's Daniel Ricciardo. That's Verstappen gets to P3 past Charles Leclerc. Vettel P5. Perez P6. Bottas P7. No, P6. Bottas just got by Perez. Then it's Daniel Ricciardo. I'm guessing that's P3, 6, 7, P8. But Ricciardo P9. I think it's Carlos Sainz. Carlos Sainz does get past Ricciardo, and then it's a Williams, George Russell in the top 10. Albon P10, I'm guessing that is, or it's P11. This race could be very interesting. So it is Hamilton, Stroll, Verstappen, Vettel, Leclerc, Bottas, Perez, Sainz, Ricciardo, Latifi. Latifi getting a great start, Russell getting a bad start. Nicholas Latifi P10, George Russell 16th, Albon 11th, Kvyat and Gasly 12th, 13th. Kvyat getting a great start, Gasly dropping down, Norris again P14. Kimi Räikkönen going up 5 with the Grosjean thing coming. He'll drop down. Ocon P17, he drove an actually P18. And just give Hamilton the time after that start. Horace, I mean, Perez didn't have the best start, but Bottas, I don't think I noticed it, but yeah, dropped down 4 places. I mean, if you're Ferraris, great start, P4, P5, Verstappen P3, Lance P2. It's his chance to now compete with these big boys and prove he's not a bad driver. Lap one's finishing. Hamilton has already got a 3-second gap. Norris get past Kvyat. Kvyat has come in, I'm guessing. Maybe Giovinazzi's coming as well. Oh, Kvyat's pitted, obviously. He wanted to pit him before. George Russell is on the inside of Esteban Ocon. He doesn't get it. I mean, we'll look at the starts. Latifi up 5. Verstappen up 4. I've got Verstappen starting at P7. Raikkonen up 6. Some decent starts. Yes, has started from the pit lanes. So they started on inters, but I think have they gone into mediums? I don't know what they've gone on. Yeah. I mean, Lando Norris not getting an amazing start, really. He drops down to nearly P16, P17. Same with Albon. I mean, Albon's probably where he needs to be. Albon launches one right on the inside. I think it's of both Williams, maybe. Yeah, Haas did pit. Showing the Bottas start now. I think he jump starts. Puts out from Bottas, and obviously doesn't have the speed. Lance gets past him. Both Ferraris get past him. I'm guessing, yeah, and then Verstappen right on the outside gets past Bottas, Perez, and Vettel, and then on a straight he gets past Leclerc. We know he's good. He's just annoying. Hamilton though, 3 seconds. He was 3 seconds ahead after the first lap. Verstappen now launching one on Lance Stroll, and he won't stick it. Bottas is now in P8. Oh, pitting, that's why. Leclerc and Bottas have both pitted. Good pit stops from both teams. 2.5 from Merck, 2.8 from Ferrari. Valtteri's on mediums, I think. So we've had Leclerc and Bottas both pitting. We've had Kvyat pitted as well. Maybe Haas had the best choice here. Start from the pit lane and just work your way up until everyone has to pit. So Grosjean and Magnussen now 17th and 16th. He's going to start P20 and 19 more or less. Good chance. Oh, Paul de Resta has been really good on commentary. I'm really liking him. And when he does commentary, when they cut to him. Vettel's boxing as well. So both Ferraris are obviously going to pit here. Well, Leclerc's already done it. So Lance Stroll and Max are having a battle here, but Hamilton, it is why people get annoyed with Hamilton nearly 8 seconds clear of Lance Stroll in 3 laps. Mental. I mean, genuinely, Hamilton could pit now and not lose any space. If Verstappen, Lance does come in. So Hamilton does pit as well. Hamilton not super far off Lance. He's also a good spot here. And we know Mercs have got a good pit stop. And they do. 3-second pit stop. No, not the quickest. So Verstappen does lead, and Hamilton genuinely may come out. He comes out P2. Unless Ricciardo pits. Ricciardo don't pit. So, Vettel has had a mare there. He gets stuck in traffic. I'm going to see who's pitting. Everyone's pitting now. Bottas and Leclerc both up to 12th and 11th after pitting early. People that haven't pitted: Magnussen, Giovinazzi, Grosjean, Russell, Norris, Ocon, Ricciardo, Verstappen. Everyone else has pitted, so Latifi now to 16th. There is a yellow flag. And look, it looks like it's the Williams, because Latifi's just dropped down all the places. They're not acknowledging it, so everyone pray for not boring race. Pray. Come on. Pray to the F1 gods. Screen flag. I'm guessing Latifi's ran wide or something. Latifi's P20 now. Only showing the Ferrari pit. Sebastian Vettel comes in, and it is a quick pit stop, but they can't release him because of the Red Bull. Then they can't release him because I think that's Williams and AlphaTauri come out as well, and they can't do it. Basically, Vettel has been purely fucked, is what he's been done. Latifi spins on softs. I think he got punctured as well at the same time. Verstappen and Ricciardo are both pitting. So you expect Hamilton to get back up to P3. Verstappen has a quick pit though. Hamilton does go first though. Can see him. He's coming out of the pits. We're getting a good bounce. There's another yellow flag. Another one. Nope, never mind. Ignore me. Sticks over again. I don't have a chance to really go through the running through because everyone's pitting and stuff. Ricciardo, you know what? Ricciardo's had a decent start in 10th, but considering he only lost 7 places due to having to pit. Grosjean and the Haas may have got this perfectly because Haas didn't have to pit; they were already on soft tyres. It'll be very interesting. So Latifi is very behind the pace now. Obviously, he did spin out. Unfortunately, Vettel be fucked off. We've got K-Mag. I mean, Chris, I'm guessing you're American, aren't you? So I suppose you'd be rooting for the Haas here. It's a big boost if Haas do get even 2 top 10s here. And Latifi does get a puncture. It's when he spun out. That's why he's so slow. I thought he just spun out. Nope, he's got a puncture. But he's probably expected to come in. He should finish the race, though, hopefully. There's a chance. I mean, unfortunately, the track has dried up. Vettel does get past Perez. Perez has dropped a lot. Perez has been moved up by a Vettel and Albon. There's pit lane incident involving Latifi and Sainz being noted. So that'll be very interesting. That's race control. And it is Latifi will pit. Fastest lap set by Lewis Hamilton. He's 7 seconds ahead of Verstappen. I'd probably take... all right, F1 guys, let it rain, please. We need Lewis to crash and give Valtteri. I really want Valtteri to do it because I think he deserves it. I think everyone... Well, don't deserve it, but come on. Who don't want to see Valtteri? So I'll run through the podium. So we position with 6 laps through. So if I talk quick, I'm trying to get all the information out. But here we go. Hamilton, Verstappen, Magnussen, Grosjean, Stroll, Leclerc, Bottas, Vettel, Albon, Perez, Ricciardo, Sainz, Kvyat, Gasly, Raikkonen, Ocon, Russell, Norris, Giovinazzi, Latifi. So I think Latifi, Norris sitting in P18, dropped down 10 places, but Magnussen and Grosjean 14 and 13 places. Now I don't expect them to stick once Stroll, Leclerc, Bottas, Vettel, Albon, Perez all sort of find the form with the tyres. I think they'll catch up, but well done to the Haas. Getting the strap, taking a risk. I said it right before. They just took a risk before the thing, starting in the pit lanes, but starting on them drier tyres. Apparently saying it's normal race control. DRS has been enabled. You've got someone in the background there saying "Go Charles" on the screen. But I need to score Nico Rosberg. They don't mean retire after winning time. Oh, Verstappen has just set a fastest lap. Bottas has got a chance. Doing a Stroll now. We'll be going for this Haas. He's got DRS. He goes on the inside. Will he stick it? He don't knock up, which is great. Stroll gets past Grosjean incredibly well there. Grosjean does drop down to P5. Grosjean will come back at him, though. We'll try to come back at him, at least. And meanwhile, we've got another battle, and it's Leclerc-Bottas. Leclerc hunting down the other Haas. Under investigation. Vettel are on about... Someone jumping start. Under investigation, unsafe release. This is Latifi and Sainz. I don't know whether it's the McLaren unsafe release or if it's Williams unsafe release. I'd only guess McLaren just because Williams have got a very good pit team. They were the second fastest pit team last year. I'm just trying to... Whose season it? There is a time penalty. Kimi Raikkonen got a 5-second time penalty. It's very interesting. Out of position on the grid, Kimi Raikkonen, somehow. Yeah, so Kimi, 5-second penalty. I mean, I don't think that. The Steiner's on the pit wall. With his amazing accent. With his voice. It's not even an accent, it's where he's from. He's just saying how it took him. Stroll set fastest lap. He did! Come on, lads! Come on! Imagine. Alright, we need Danilo Grosjean to wipe out Lewis for the sake of ad revenue. Who's got the biggest chance? Oh! Leclerc's fighting back with Bottas. We're getting some good... Bottas got DRS. Bottas He's hit a bunch of spray, and then he slows down here, and he's lost a lot of time. And all the time that Vettel might get him here. Who would do it more? I've got to go Kvyat in it. He's torpedo. Or Esteban. Esteban loves stopping race winners, doesn't he? Oh, it's Williams. Oh, that is. I won't be surprised if Williams do get a penalty here. Gusto and Grosjean. Fuck! I can't handle this. Fuck! We look like a bunch of fucking clowns. So what happens with this unsafe release is Sainz is going. He catches something. He throws it off, but then obviously Williams at the end of the paddock. Hamilton sets fast. Williams comes out. Just cuts in front of Sainz. It is an unsafe release. Sainz nearly goes into the end of the pit lane. So I'll be very surprised if there's not a penalty. I mean, is it going to matter? Not particularly, because Latifi's already one lap behind. But you can always hope. You can always hope. I'm just going to see if there's anything else I've missed. I sort of want to know why how Kimi was out of place on the grid. I'm seeing what Haas pitting for slips before the start of the race, now running P3, P4. Fuck, we look like a fucking bunch of legends. You see that? Where we go. Come on, we need some rain. We need some rain. Rain or Danny Kvyat. Kvyat's in P13. Lance Stroll now is caught up to Kevin Magnussen. We talked previously about it's Lance's chance to really prove himself. It's a big, big opportunity to do it. Oh, it's roasting in here. It's absolutely roasting. Do I open a window? What? Leclerc on team radio. He said the softs are rubbish. Charles Leclerc. He's not a happy bunny. Yeah, probably because Haas started in the pits, the elephant in the room. Yeah. It's a great thing. Kvyat were asking, can you put me, what's it called? Can you put in, AlphaTauri went no. Haas probably went, we're not driving for anything, why not? And P3 and P5 now. Maybe P4 and P5. Stroll is just hunting. And we're seeing the Mercedes now. It's Valtteri Bottas and Charles Leclerc. Bottas doesn't get it yet on the inside. Leclerc will come back on the inside. And Bottas, lovely overtake. Gets past Charles Leclerc. Bottas now P6. It's a chance now for the Merc and the Ferraris to catch up to Roman Grosjean. A man who has a very tumultuous F1 career. He's got a podium, doesn't he? Pardon me. Grosjean podium. Roman Grosjean podium stats F1. Yeah, I'm about to say. I swear he's had all in a Lotus. His last one 2015, but I'm pretty confident he did. I mean, all very early in the career. He got a P2 as well in Canada. Shout out Roman. It'll be Sando and Magnussen and Grosjean near each other, as you know what's happening. Oh yeah, there was a time penalty for Latifi for the unsafe release. Yeah, if you've seen it, you know it wasn't safe. Imagine. So if imagine Stroll gets past Grosjean, Magnussen and Grosjean are happily battling for 50 laps. Then all of a sudden, one of them just has a bit enough, skirt straight into him. One of them then some. I mean, we'll look at the surprises on the track. Lando Norris in P18, George Russell in P17. He started quite high. Carlos Sainz P12, started in P7, P8. They're saying Magnussen engineer was saying the race. I think K-Mac could be a good Indy driver. I don't watch enough IndyCar, but I do like a lot of F1 guys or car guys I follow on Twitter. I always say that a lot of drivers, people saying Perez can make really good IndyCar. IndyCar's interesting. Is that where Ericsson went? Marcus Ericsson is that, and is it not Tictum? Tictum's F2. There's another guy. Is it Max Armstrong? There's someone else who's over in thingy. Is it going to rain? Mr. Motivator? Don't have a clue. I mean, if I have a look, if I Google Hungarian weather, currently 19 degrees. Sunday is predicted rain. I'm having a look at my weather too. Sunday, there's a chance. There's a precipitation amount of 0.8 millimeters in the next three hours, and Bottas does get past Grosjean quite easily. As I'm looking at Max Chilton, there we go. Thank you, Mr. Motivator. I knew one, I just couldn't remember who it was. I'm sorry I forgot it's always Grosjean crashing in pubs, drives me mad. Could have Grosjean. Can't be anyone else. Grosjean or Kvyat. Who was it me last year? Where I just couldn't do anything against. Who were it? Danny Rick. For some reason, I could never. It take me always a good 10 laps to get past him because I'm a dog off him. One of Ferrari's runs wide there. I think it's Vettel. Vettel, you can see the German air thing. He's crap though. I mean, how's Ericsson doing? Max Ericsson was a guy who came off in the first. I think it's first driver to survive. Came off quite a nice guy. Just I don't think he had the talent. You watching the rest lab? Yep, I'm watching it on BT, not BT, Sky Sports. On yeah, Sky Sports F1. Lance Stroll now going to have to defend from Valtteri Bottas, and he seems not to be able to catch Kevin Magnussen up. Perez now will be behind Vettel. He's a lot closer, obviously, with Vettel running wide. Scoring points, I think. I've heard of Max Chilton before. I don't know how I heard of him. Is it, you know what? Probably because he's probably played Warzone with Lando. Chilton finished 15th. IndyCar, there's more drivers in there. Is in like 25, 24? Or am I making that up in my head? So I've said before, I'm not the biggest car sports knowledgeable guy. Who's this now? It's Ricardo Perez, Sainz, Ricardo Perez, and then Vettel. And then it's Albon and Leclerc. Of course, Albon goes a bit wide. 22-24. Right. Lewis, we're seeing some rain on the radar. 12 minutes away. It's only going to be light. But there's a chance. Ericsson, 828 in the points. Got a driver Ganassi this year, doing well. Good. It's nice to see drivers that can leave F1 and still have a good motorsport career. I don't think. Shall I look at the IndyCar 2020 and see how many I actually know? It's going to be 2020 IndyCar series, right? Patricio Ward, only know him because of the name, because he sounds Irish. Oliver Askew I've heard of, Fernando Alonso obviously, Max Chilton, Max Ericsson, Felix Rosenqvist I've heard because of all the the sim drivers, when that was going on, and Simon Pagenaud because he crashed into someone on purpose. What a name, Will Power. I'm going to become a Will Power fanboy. We need rain better than a safety car. You know what? We need a safety car for them to bunch up and then the rain hits. I mean, Merck did come on saying 12 minutes we're expecting light rain. It's something. It kind of. We've all seen that a little bit of wet can thing. Can't wait for my tomorrow. Get my first haircut since lockdown. My hair just looks lovely. I mean, as you can tell. I mean, if you're not a long time, if you're not viewing this channel regularly, I'm a skinhead. But usually I've got lovely locks of hair. If you go back to December the 16th, we had a Champions League stream there. Go give it as many views as you want. Order of cars at Shaw Hill. I'll tell you in a sec. One for grape. It is Hamilton, Verstappen, Magnussen, Stroll, Bottas, Grosjean, Leclerc, Albon, Vettel, Perez, Ricardo, Sainz, Kvyat, Raikkonen, Gasly, Ocon, Russell, Norris, Giovinazzi, Latifi. There you go. A very big chance. Stroll is now a second off Magnussen, but Bottas is hunting down Stroll. Stroll needs a Verstappen or Hamilton issue or a Bottas issue here, just to sort of save his bacon a little bit. Because the Merc is catching up. But like I said, Magnussen doing well. He's still sitting in P3. He said his engineer said his race starts after the pit stop. But well done to him. Sticking there for a while. I mean, if he can make these tyres go to the same time as Albon goes on the inside, don't get it. I mean, if he can make his tyres go to the same amount that all the other guys that pitted late, that's only rain Bottas will crash. You go for Bottas crash? I'm gonna go for Verstappen or Hamilton or Bottas. Oh, I'm gonna go Verstappen. I think he's gonna have them nerves. He was struggling to overtake Vettel. He was. I'm gonna go Verstappen. He's got them nerves. He crashed earlier today. Maybe. We'll wait and see. Imagine if Magnussen gets a podium in a race where Haas were not in it. We'll qualify P16. We see Albon now hunting down Leclerc. It's strange because we talked about how Max is going boy in the other drivers thing, but Albon really, it's strange because there's some races we saw in the first race in Austria. He was competing with Hamilton. When Albon's got a good strategy in the team behind him, I think he's a great driver. When he's got he's given Albon crash actually. When he's given like something, I think he's good. But when Max is in the race, unfortunately, I do think Max is favourite. Stroll does eventually get past Magnussen now. I mean, they aren't sure, but well done, Colin Stroll. Perez not having a great race. Lost his place as Albon will go on the outside now of Leclerc. He still goes. And he's in a Ferrari sandwich now. He's genuinely in a proper Ferrari sandwich. Vettel tries to tease it. Albon covers it. Albon now, Gasly pits. Strange early. I mean, Albon is perfect chance now. If he can get past Leclerc and leave Vettel and Leclerc to have their own Ferrari battle, we could get a Brazil. Oh, Gasly's retiring. Ted Kravitz is great. He just screamed, "I can smell burning plastic and burning oil." Yeah, Pierre Gasly, unfortunately, retiring from the race. Obviously, Gasly had a lot of modifications made to his car because he didn't compete in Q3, and now we're getting a great battle here now with Leclerc. Just showing Lance's overtake on Kevin Magnussen, but I think it's Leclerc, Albon, Vettel, Perez, Ricciardo, and Sainz all battling over. Stroll easy overtake on Kevin Magnussen. The Haas, the Bottas to get. I thought it was Kevin Magnussen was battling the Haas. No Haas. Yeah, he had a crap engine all week. That's why he didn't compete. And unfortunately, I mean, if you're Valtteri, you probably had to give him a new engine. Albon now is right down the back of thing. He's got DRS, but so will Sebastian Vettel behind him. Albon having to sort of do double duty here, having to defend from Vettel and sort of attack Charles Leclerc at the same time. A team ready from Albon. He says, "Give me more power. Why aren't you giving me more power?" He wants the power. He's like Kanye West. Great reference. I mean, let's see if he still hasn't managed to overtake Gasly yet. And Gasly pitted and retired. Give Albon Michael a shout. Aye. I'll tell you what. I say racist. No, carry. The foreign commentators are way more energetic than our English ones, unless it's a big moment. But like, what were it? Like your Brazilian commentators and your Argentinian ones, or like your Saudi Arabia ones, stuff when a big goal goes in the game. Go! Like they're so more animated. Any goal, give guys more about Vettel versus Kvyat 2016 Grand Prix. Porsche one of the best in F1. I love seeing. Angry Vettel is one of the most mix and match people because he's got three modes. He's got calm Vettel, he's got jokey Vettel, and then he's got angry Vettel. Oh, on the inside, Albon. He does get him. Albon eventually does get Charles Leclerc. He's been hunting him down. I think Red Bull did give him that power. Vettel now go for Charles Leclerc now. Getting a great mid-table battle. I mean, I thought Hamilton is 11 seconds behind of Verstappen. But Stroll, I think he's only 4 seconds behind Verstappen here. It can really push Albon now. He's got the two Haas in front of him. I'm just watching it. Yeah, he just takes him down straight. DRS on the inside. Charles Leclerc, he goes. Charles doesn't even go for the inside. He just leaves it. Also, I think we all know one of the best interviews. Took my balls, man. Was it Nico Hulkenberg goes over and just mocks Kevin Mansell? Oh, nice driving, man. Great race. Suck my balls, man. So one thing I said when I was doing these watch-alongs is it's so hard to keep on talking when there's nothing happening. We're getting Ferrari's great battle now. Verstappen. Verstappen, he's never leaving Red Bull. Vettel hunting down Charles Leclerc now. This is a perfect opportunity as they'll come into the pit straight nearly. Oh, never mind. Vettel might be going for on the inside. That last corner, he doesn't. He'll have DRS. DRS is open. Charles Leclerc doesn't have it, but so does Perez. I don't know what it's called, isn't it? Like not fusion. When the DRS closes, you've got your sort of your wind spurts. I know they're not wind spurts. You see, this is classic analysis. Wind spurts. Norris now get Kvyat has pitted. Has Kvyat pitted though to retire? Charles showed most of that double DNF last weekend. Yeah. I mean, I'm guessing Ferrari had a strong words with them. What's going on with Kvyat? Kvyat just paid. Oh, what a shot from Sky! Just go. I think it's showing maybe the Ferrari garage. Pans up to the big red clouds. Yeah, I'm guessing Drive to Survive. They're not recording it this year because obviously limited personnel and everything. But it's probably the best season to show it. Obviously, it'll be interesting to see how Ferrari go about their meetings if it's very angry like Gunter Steiner. Leclerc wants off the soft tyres. So Magnussen and Grosjean up 11 and 12 points. I think we'll see him drop down more, but well done to them. Vettel did eventually overtake Leclerc. Bottas in P4, Stroll in P3, Verstappen P2, Hamilton P1, Gasly retiring. We're getting a Perez on the outside. Danny Ricciardo sort of sniffing out the honey badger, which is one of the best nicknames in all of sport. Perez on the inside. Oh, does it stick it? Does it stick it? Oh, Charles Leclerc just defends. So close, but now Ricciardo and Carlos Sainz all on Perez. We're getting a four-man battle here. It's Leclerc, Perez, Leclerc, Perez, Ricciardo, and Sainz. I'm going to scrape out, man. Carlos Sainz is just sat watching, waiting. Same with Ricciardo, in fairness. I mean, Carlos Sainz loves to be battling with his new teammate next year, doesn't he? I think every race he's either had been overtaken or tried to overtake Charles Leclerc. Carlos Sainz dropping back a bit now. As you always see at this point in the track with the swerves. Charles Leclerc again on the team radar. He's losing it so much. My front left is dead. I think we should stop. They said understood. It'll be interesting to see if Charles Leclerc does come in now. Ferrari out in the pits. And so is Charles Leclerc is in the pit, so he's pitting. So it'll be interesting to see what Leclerc goes on. Oh, they're saying the rain's going to pass through to the south of the circuit. Can't be doing that. Leclerc just pit on for the hards. So P15. It'd be interesting now. But unfortunately, we're not really getting the battle now between Sainz, Ricciardo, Perez, and Leclerc because Leclerc pitted. Giovinazzi does pit. And both Williams are sat in last place now, unfortunately. I think they would have... it's such a shame because George Russell and even Latifi yesterday proved that they can qualify at a good pace. Russell does get past Giovinazzi. Giovinazzi was in the pits. I mean, it's not saying Giovinazzi in the pit exit, which is... Never mind. Jinxed it. Commentator's curse. 11-second gap between Verstappen and Hamilton. In my opinion, Hamilton's got this unless something horrible goes wrong. I'm trying to think. I'm about to say we haven't seen many crashes in this season, but Charles and Sebastian Vettel. Ugh. Interesting now. Carlos Sainz now will. There's not enough room. It's not close enough to Daniel Ricciardo where I can go for it. Who are we getting now? I mean, I'll give you a quick rundown of positions. Vettel's just on the team radio. 10 minutes. 10 minutes to send until rain starts. Not real far off that in. And there's a lap. We are on lap. Lewis hasn't pitted him on lap 23. Bottas is catching Stroll. I think we all expected the Mercs to catch up. Well, Bottas at least to catch up if he did drop position, same with Hamilton. We're getting a good battle here between Sainz. Bottas, how close is he? 5 laps from the AWS. We all know the AWS is sometimes not very reliable. In fairness, they were quite correct with the Max one. Bottas hasn't paid. No big guys have paid yet. Charles did. Charles gone on Haas. Summit. Giving Lewis Hamilton's commands for the car. Hamilton didn't have a clue. Yeah, position Hamilton, Verstappen, Stroll, Bottas, Magnussen, and Grosjean obviously start in pit lane, get a great start. Grosjean P6 and Albon, Vettel, Perez, Ricciardo, Sainz, Raikkonen, Ocon, Norris, Leclerc, Kvyat, Russell, Giovinazzi, and Latifi. So, I mean, Sainz and Ricciardo having a good battle here. Well, I think we'll get a battle in a couple of laps because I say the McLaren is quicker than the thing. Obviously, Ricciardo replacing Sainz next year. Sainz going to Ferrari, Ricciardo going to McLaren. It'll be interesting next year. McLaren have found a way where two drivers can compete together and not have a bad relationship. I think it's transferred Danny Rick to prove why he left Red Bull to go. I can do it on my own when I'm not being hindered by a certain Dutch man. So who hasn't paid? Max and Grosjean are the only guys who have not paid. You've got Latifi, Giovinazzi, Russell, Kvyat, and Leclerc all pitted twice. But that is it. Hamilton complaining about wear on the left front of the tyre. But you know what? Madison Grosjean, again, they may have done this perfectly. Because let's say they pit now. When everyone else pits, they'll come back in that P5, P6 region if they get good pit stops. Because, well, we know Haas don't have them here. Have had a bad relationship with them tyres and getting them on the thing. But yeah, Hamilton, does he pit? I couldn't see. They cut away just last second. Lance Stroll now. Bottas has caught up Lance Stroll. Caught up with the pink Mercedes. We're just seeing it now. Look at you. Clear. No. He didn't want to watch the F1. Bottas nearly 0.2 quicker. 0.2? Yeah. 0.2 quicker. Fastest lap is Hamilton. Again. It'll be interesting to see. I mean, there's a massive cloud. Haas needs to get there next pit straight. It's about to rain. Yeah. It's a big chance for Haas. Under the radar, sitting pit. Vettel now complaining about his front left as well. All the drivers and Verstappen will complain as well. It's a big cloud. I mean, Haas have got an amazing chance here. Let's say it's all about perfect timing. They're showing the rain clouds now. Fingers crossed, lads and ladies. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. It'll be interesting to see now. Who's the first one to take a risk when that rain starts coming? Because we saw it when we're at Hockenheim, where we had a stupid 5 pit stops for everyone because it dried up. Everyone went on softs or mediums, and then it got wet again. So they all came in. There was a lot of changing. We could see it here. Some drivers go to winters while it starts to rain. So they're going to avoid all the damp parts of the track here. Albon on the team radio now, expecting medium rain in 8 minutes. One thing I'm loving from, I don't know if you're watching in England, I don't know whether your coverage in, I mean, let me know what channels you're watching in your own respective countries, but I know for Sky Sports, I think it's all the coverage is very the same anyway in every country. But yeah, Red Bull is expecting rain, I know Albon's just come on. They're actually translating now, so let's say you're not watching the show with audio on, so Albon comes on and say his engineer they're expecting rain. They just have it in a bit of text, and it's nice in case you do miss it or if you're deaf or you don't have the audio. Great chance, very good chance. Oof. So 8 more minutes, hopefully, and then we're going to start seeing something a bit more entertaining. I mean, the track looks super wet round there. Is that turn 4? Turn 4, turn 5? Yeah, no one else pitting. So Max and Grosjean, no pits in. Hamilton, Verstappen, Stroll, Bottas, Albon, Vettel, Perez, Ricardo, Sainz, Raikkonen, Ocon, and Norris all one stop, and then the rest are on 2 stops. That'll be very interesting now. I mean, surely we're going to come. Who's this? This Bottas and Lance Stroll. Bottas been behind Lance for a while now. If you have Lance Stroll and you get a P4, P5, you're going to be extremely happy. Is Aston Martin a new team for next year? I think they'll be replacing. Lance Stroll is, this is, I'm going to get shit. I'm struggling. I'm allowed to swear, I think. Yeah. Actually, I'm struggling. Is Aston Martin a new, yeah, so they'll be replacing Racing Point. In terms of Lawrence Stroll's just going to buy them out and rename them as Aston Martin. And just have a new livery. They're showing Norris and Leclerc now having a battle at the back of the pack. Nobody expected both these drivers. I think Lando Norris was unfortunate. I think he came to the pits and he got stuck in traffic. And then when he came out, he was stuck in also traffic there. But yeah. We're just hoping for that rain, really. Then it starts getting more interesting. I mean, then if you think about it, in Austria's race, it didn't get super interesting until 15 laps, 20 laps in, and we're only 27, so we've still got 52 laps left. Norris is Leclerc is way quicker than Lando Norris here, nearly 6/10 quicker. Nigel Pearce has been sacked. Oh wow! I don't know he managed to. But now, I'll be honest. I tried to act surprised. I've just seen the message in my group chat about Nigel Pearson. Wait, he was at the thing, he weren't. Right, yeah. Mental, that, innit? Mental. I thought he was the Watford manager, but if you watch, well, Bernardo knows when he watches the podcast, he knows that I'm not the best for knowledge. Strange that, very strange. That is with 2 games left of the season. I'm checking up to see if there is actually going to be any rain. I mean, obviously, I trust the F1 teams. It'll be very interesting for Watford Bernardo. I mean, I would have thought they would have kept him on. Like, with 2 games left, you would have thought keep him. You would have kept him. Going back to the F1, because we are doing that. Norris and Leclerc just stuck in the battle. Again, we're just waiting for that rain. We're just waiting for that rain. Third time lucky. Oh, I've got soggy grape. I mean, Albon now sitting in P7. He'll be hunting down the Grosjean. Roman Grosjean. He should get him easily. And then Kevin Magnussen is not far off again. Who do you like to win the GP? I want Lance to do it. I'd like Lance to win. I think it's going to be Hamilton, but again, we're getting rain. Rain, hopefully. I'm not going to jinx it, but hopefully. Norris and Leclerc having a great battle here. Really not wanting to give up any positions. So why would you? It's driving. I was looking Hamilton, fastest lap, Verstappen, Stroll. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go. I think Stroll will win. Stroll. I think Hamilton will win regardless of rain, but because he's got a time advantage. I could see. The problem is you never know how drivers are going to react to the rain. That's one race they might have a horrid like. If we load up the Hockenheim, German GP 2019. If I go quiet, I'm just trying to find it. Results. So obviously Max Verstappen won, Vettel and Kvyat. Lance was in P4, so we know he loves the wet race, wet qualifying. He loves very strange, but you look who got DQ'd: Perez, Ricardo, Norris, Leclerc, Hulkenberg, Bottas, Gasly. Like there are a lot of people like that who struggled, but it's different cars this year. And I'm just like to say, who's this? It's Grosjean. Grosjean, Albon does get, and now Vettel's hunting down Grosjean. Both in Ferrari engine cars. So again, it's an overtake we see a lot on this track. Down the straight on the inside. Ooh, there is a little bit of contact. Front wing to wheel, but both cars are fine. The question is, where's this rain? The Red Bull were promising us. It's nearly been. We've got 3 minutes left. Apparently, it's getting darker. Some of these tracks do look like the area around it looks lovely. This was a race that I was going to go to. You've gone Hamilton, Bottas, Verstappen. You think Bottas is going to get up to P2? It's Vettel pits. Oh, Vettel goes on hards. Interesting. So both Ferraris on hard. But I'm scrolling down quickly. Come on. We need a big rainy cloud. I'm just looking. Raining coming. So Ferrari pit Vettel for hards. Okay. Right, come on. Make it rain. Make it rain. No, this is a race I was supposed to be going to. I was going to go to, so we were planning it. You go stay in Budapest, and you get you get your track passes, like passes for the race. You get accommodation, and you get like your buffet morning breakfast in the morning, and you get your transport to and from the race. But the rain could change my mind. The rain is the biggest impact. Sorry if you heard me glugging in my drink. We'll go for another run through quickly because Verstappen, the left front is getting really bad, mate. I mean, a lot of drivers complain about the left front, and it's Perez now and Roman Grosjean. Unfortunately, the Haas just can't compete with him. Unfortunately, yeah, Perez does get past him. It's sad because they had the perfect strategy. I'm just going to close my door because there's no mic when I do it there. Right, yeah. Back on. Ugh. I mean, Hamilton, Verstappen, and Stroll are your top three currently. Bottas, Magnussen, Albon, Perez, Grosjean, Ricciardo, Sainz, and Raikkonen. As we see, it's Leclerc on Norris goes on the outside. Norris covers easy. On the under, nope. Norris defends. Leclerc will still got. Norris tries to squeeze in. Norris goes on the outside. Oh, contact. Norris gets him. Well done, Lando. Great defending. Well, great attack from Charles, but great defending from Norris as well. Who's that? Is that? Oh, it is Norris. I've never seen the back, like the front of back of Norris' car. Does that make sense? Come on, Ron, wake up. It's great. So, I mean, Charles does get past the squeeze out. Norris realized that he could get a thing, and then he just sticks on the outside and keeps on sticking and sticking and sticking, and he just doesn't allow Charles to get him. How long's? We should get rain now. Should. Watch him say when they said it, he's just spitting. Trim tail Bonotto there. And is it Andres Seidel, the McLaren team principal? Not team principal. You know what I mean? What's Zach Brown's like? Oh, Vettel just says fastest lap. He obviously switched to these hards. Leclerc goes for it again. He's going to go switch it. And Norris covers. Not yet. Instead, Leclerc on the hards. He'll go on the outside. Is Norris there? You can't see him. Norris. Oh, and Leclerc gets it this time. Well done, Charles Leclerc. Bad Perez, people. He had an awful start. He just didn't have the. Thank you, Josh. Don't forget if you're new to the stream, don't forget to subscribe for more from Watchalongs. I mean, I was going to do my promotion after the rain had come, but the rain's not come yet. So while everyone's here, quick promotion. Some shoddy one. The wrestling. If you're not subscribed to the Sports Corner, why are you not subscribed? Like the video as well. But yeah, the wrestling corner. Sorry, I'm just watching Charles Leclerc and Lando Norris battle. Charles Leclerc eventually does make it stick after Norris defends for the start. They said the rain's passed. Damn it! Come on! But yeah, if you haven't heard of us, we have the Sports Corner. It's not just watch-alongs we do. We also do podcasts every week, every day. Not every day, Neil, but on Tuesday it's me with the Wrestling Corner. Talk all things wrestling, NXT, AEW, and this week even TNA. So, and we'll talk about the wacky Extreme Rules show that's on tonight. And Ricardo does get past Grosjean. Grosjean now dropping down. Magnussen's sticking in that 5th place. Ricardo's chance. I mean, we're close to Vettel just setting another fastest lap. On Wednesday, it's the Top Corner Football podcast. So if you are a football fan, we'll be talking about Nigel Pearson sacking. We've got 2 more weeks left of the football. Someone does come in. It's Bottas. He's coming on. So Bottas comes on mediums, some more mediums. And on Thursday or Friday, you never know. It's the NFL corner. They all talk things all NFL. Yeah. Brown is CEO. Yes, yeah. I couldn't remember because Brown's always there, and so I just presume that. Yes, and today's Seidel, is it? McLaren team principal 2020. You gonna show me it? Oh no, so Zach Brown is the team principal. No, so Zach Brown's the chief executive. Andreas Seidel is the team principal. So yeah, but Zach Brown is a very devoted chief executive. Like he seems like a good guy. I mean, they're showing the AWS insights. It says Verstappen's got 10% on his left tyres, but then 30 and 20 on his others. It said Verstappen, Hamilton's front right is 70%, but his rest are 30. What do you know? Latifi and Raikkonen have both paired. Hamilton could play. Hamilton saying he sees spots of rain. We'll keep on seeing them, Lewis. Keep on seeing them. Yeah, Perez now having a great start. I mean, he's up to something. Lance Stroll now sitting in P3. It'll be interesting. Oh, come on. Hamilton getting a bit annoyed. I'm guessing that's Grosjean just holding him up. Something's happened with Carlos Sainz. Oh, it's Carlos Sainz getting past. Not getting past Grosjean. Getting past Grosjean. Yeah. Zach Brown has done a great job with he's found a good way of promoting both. So I know about the Arrow team because of him. Rim report in middle sector. Come on. But I think he's in content, if that makes sense. Like he does a lot of interviews. It's sort of the other way around. Like normally he does a lot of interviews. He's a very good social guy in terms of he comes across as a good guy, which obviously makes the team look better. I'm just going to pour myself a glass of apple juice. Ooh, apple juice. For yeah, who don't look better with apple juice? But yeah. So rim report middle sector. I know Hamilton was saying he saw spots of rain. I'm just getting a bit uncomfortable. We're fine here. Race point will come in. I can't see who came in. It was Stroll. Bottas does set the fastest lap, and it was Stroll who did come in. Stroll will come out. He will come out as fastest. Also, now I'm going to have to change my thing, so hopefully the message don't come through. But you can see my phone cover. Look, it was that one, the McLaren Carlos Sainz one. And now he's good at marketing social media. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say, Chris. I just butchered my word. Oh. I couldn't make that team red out from Verstappen. There's not enough rain, but it's misty. It's getting misty, guys. Come on. Verstappen's pitting. It's raining over the water park, but it's a water park. But yeah, so apparently the camera's wet. And Verstappen goes on hard. Lando Norris not really having the best start. Charles Leclerc sort of left him in the dust. After Leclerc's up to 11th now after Kimi Raikkonen sort of trying to get past Verstappen here because he sort of doesn't want to lose himself in the mix. I mean, it's meant to just see it. Thing yeah, Bottas going into turn 2 or Hamilton's going into turn 13. Hamilton is boxing now. It'll be very interesting what they're coming because who's going to make that first plunge to go for them wet tyres or even the inters. We'll see. Hamilton is in the pits. Charles Leclerc doesn't pit. He still says that Hamilton comes out. He's got some more mediums. So it's very interesting here. Just because, and it's Albon or Magnussen, I'm guessing. Yeah, Albon gets past Magnussen. So if they were quiet, I was trying to wait for the update to come through. But yeah, Albon overtaking Magnussen now. Close, getting close. Oof. But we still want that rain. It seems like the rain's gone though. It really does. Just sad to say. It's going to be a strategy-based race, so obviously. Lance Stroll in P4. Ricardo last week? Who ran his mediums for nearly 10 laps longer than everyone else. It seems like he's done it. He's doing it again, really. Watching Perez hunting down Kevin Magnussen. The Haasers just don't have the pace. They have the strategy for once. Like, they had everything going well for them, but just not the car. I mean, it's rumored that Haas are going to leave F1 after this year. Well, who's it? The owner, Gene Haas, was saying if it doesn't make me money, or if we don't win, get close to winning, I'm not afraid to pull the plug. Basically, well, Perez will get DRS on Magnussen. The annoying thing is all the cameras are wet. The track just isn't wet enough. So the little bits of dots. I think our biggest chance now is a safety car just for the track to punch up. And if you're Hamilton, you're not gonna want a safety car considering you've built such a lead. You've got nearly a 19-second lead. I think I said. Mental. Fastest sector set by Bottas in sector 2. Bottas is, I swear he's just set a fastest sector 1 just before as well. 30 laps left. So around 30 minutes-ish. Bit longer than 30 minutes, actually. When Bottas sets a 118, quickest lap is nearly a second quicker, I think, than the previous one. I mean, we'll run through the times. Hamilton times, places. Hamilton, Verstappen, Bottas, Stroll, Ricardo, Sainz, Vettel, Albon, Magnussen, Perez, Leclerc, Kvyat, Grosjean, Ocon, Norris, Russell, Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, and Latifi. The Alfa Romeo pairing, if you try and say their names quick, is a mare. Yes, you did. You see me miss a grape. We're going to ignore it. Ignore it, aren't we? Right. Let's have. We need a safety car now, I think. I feel like the race will come in. The Perez goes on the outside of the Haas. Does Magnussen defend? He does. He's not afraid. We know Magnussen's a great driver. Magnussen had podiums, Magnussen must have had a podium, right? Kevin Magnussen. I mean, the Racing Point's happy with him. Bottas is catching Verstappen, apparently. In 5 laps, he'll get him. Podiums. He's had 1 podium. Where were it? Where was his podium? Come on. I know you want to show me it. It was on his debut. He's got podium. Well done. Okay, man. Has needs points decimal. McLaren and Renault have passed them. They're barely better than Williams. They are. They're better than Williams in the Alphas. Alfa Romeos. There's something, but you don't know what the problem. Like it is a car issue because the drivers have proved. Like, look, I mean they're in 10th and 13th now, but they were in 4th and 5th because they got the strategy correct on going into them dry tyres extremely quick. I mean, it's annoying because I don't think we're going to get any more wet rain, unfortunately. Ooh. Hamilton, his team just saying manage front left, and Hamilton Oh, it's your best friend, Chris. It's Nico Rosberg cheering on. the yeah, there's definitely a thought. I think it is because I think we all laughed when they kept Grosjean and Magnussen, but they're not bad. They're not bad at all. Like, and also, who do they take in terms of the rookie markers? I'm guessing you could get some of the Renault youngsters who I think deserve it. I mean, Guangzhou is proving in F2. Same with Schwartzman, Schumacher. Who got the podium today? Was it Ilott? Callum Ilott? No, Giotto. Luca Giotto. He won today. But yeah, Bottas is catching Verstappen. And if you're Red Bull, you must think, what is wrong with? We know the Mercs are good, but the Red Bulls have been able to compete, at least compete with the Mercs. But yet, if Bottas is catching, no, this is where it could get perfect for Lance Stroll. Someone think it's Carlos Sainz. He's going to come in for hard tyres. Louis Delatraz, yeah. Delatraz and the other guy. He looks a bit like Charles. I know that sounds stupid. He was doing all their e-racing stuff with them. But yeah, not Fenitraz. Your Delatraz. I mean, I'd rather keep K-Mag and Grosjean for now. Just with have that experience in that can tell you, okay, this is what is wrong with the car. As good as having youngsters is, they probably don't have as much experience in terms of an F1 car. So if you keep Kevin Magnussen and Grosjean, just go, tell us what's wrong with the car, and then you can eventually, once you've ironed it out, you can bring in a youngster. I mean, it's meant that Kimi Räikkönen is still driving, even after coming out and saying it's a hobby. I think this could be his final season, unless he's got a contract for next year, but I don't think he does. I mean, Kimi don't care, he just gets to drive cars fast, doesn't he? But when you sat in 17th, maybe if I just drove an he's youngish, do you run a double young driver lineup and bring in one of the Ferrari youngsters? Do you know the Ferrari driving academies? Because I think Alfa and Ferrari have got that link. Russell on team radio. Possible reigning 9. There's a yellow flag. No. Latifi's gone out again. So Latifi's spun out again. It's all clear. I wonder what the problem with Latifi is there. I hope they show it with us. Be very interesting here. Latifi not having a great race, 2 laps behind. If you're the Williams, I saw an interesting post about Claire Williams saying that, she shouldn't be doing this, but she had. He just hits the curb and goes off. It's interesting, Claire Williams, because obviously she's got a job because of her dad, but we want Kim. The thing is, Kimmy's team radio is calming down, and I don't like it. We need a bit more of a wild Kimmy. Oh, oh. Sorry, guys. So, Red Bull have been called in for after the race because they dried Alex Albon's grid box, which is against the rules. Which is very interesting. If he gets called in after. So Albon will get the penalty, which I think is sitting in 7th now. I mean, someone talked about at the start of the race about how Albon can't compete with Verstappen, but you see, he's sitting in 7th. You've got Vettel, Ricciardo, and Stroll all ahead of him. Like, Perez is not far behind from Albon as well. He's very close. We'll just have a quick read, just see if anyone's. People complaining about the what's it called? The AWS saying striking distance from 22 laps to 5 laps in 30 seconds. Oh god. There's a documentary on the BBC about Billy Monger, which I really want to watch. If you don't know, Billimonger is the guy who had a crash. He had to have his legs double amputated, but he was back racing. It's Ricciardo who's pitting, so Ricciardo making them mediums go for a while, and he's going to go back on mediums. Well, Ricciardo in the Renault, he hasn't had any standout performances, but so far this season he's proved he can make tyres last. Like, he's probably pitted 5 laps, 6 laps after everyone else. Apparently, Red Bull had 20 seconds left to fix their front wing, and they did it. Jesus. 20 seconds. I'm just told 20. Wow, man. Wow. I mean, it just proves that these teams are not usually simple garage. They're on another level. To mention, there's only 4 drivers who could compete with Max. No shame in Albon not keeping up. Yeah, Max is just unbelievably good. I mean, even Danny Rick didn't really compete with him massively. I mean, the 5 drivers I'm going to guess is Hamilton, Bottas, Vettel, Leclerc. Who's your 5th? Who is your 5th? Perez? Hamilton, Leclerc, Russell. Is that Russell? Yeah, Hamilton, Leclerc, Russell, Ricciardo, and maybe Vettel. I think Bottas could. I mean, Bottas has overtook him twice. I think I always forget because Russell's in a Williams, but we know he's a great driver. Look at his F2 stats. It just proves. I think maybe Vettel is up there. I mean, if you go off previous form. Ricciardo, yep, I can see that. And then Hamilton, yeah. Leclerc, yeah. I can see Bottas probably put your name in there, possibly. I know. I always forget Russell. With him being in the Williams and never really competing in the races, I think you do see spurts of, okay, well, look, it's qualifying. Sitting in P12 twice. No, P11 one week, weren't it? Yeah. But then you just see him drop down to 16th now. Bottas is nearly as a second behind Verstappen now. Really caught up. It'll be very interesting now to see if Bottas does get Verstappen. Lance is 22 seconds behind Bottas, with Vettel being 24. Is that 24 behind Stroll? Wow. Again, if Stroll finished P4, you'd be happy with it, but you've just got to hope you get a wet race now. You really do. Get a wet race in and just grind it out. Yeah, grind it out. Oof. I mean, Team Rodeo again from Max Verstappen. He sounds angry. Apparently an issue. In fairness, if you're Max Verstappen, you can't get angry at your team. Or you can't get angry with sort of your car. Just because he bombs it and the team have fixed it within 5 minutes or something. Ricciardo does get past Magnussen. So now will Bottas get Verstappen? No, he won't. We'll have to wait another lap for that battle. Another lap. Oh. Again, this is where people do tune off from F1. Unfortunately, is when nothing like this happens. But if you're a fan, you know, like, okay, this is great for Bottas. Give it 2 more laps, you're getting it. But it's why everyone loves a wet race or a mental race. That's why Monaco is always a fun one. Verstappen's asking where Bottas was. Simple apart from Red Bull, he's right behind you. Use your mirrors, Max. And we're just seeing Ricciardo. God, man. Ricciardo just going past Kevin Magnussen there to Haas. I mean, very strange sponsor F1 with Heineken. Just because you're driving cars and stuff. Strange. I mean, what is it? Let me know in the chat. What's everyone's opinions on the podiums? So you got your first, if you've only watched seen F1, you got your first taste of sort of the robot podiums. What do you think about it? Let us know. Because I quite enjoyed it. I did personally. It keeps that interaction away, and it's a bit stupid. And I love wackiness. Tune on Wednesday, you find out. We'll do another quick shameless promotion. I'm sorry if you're hearing this repetitively, but it's the only way we can grow. Welcome to the Sports Corner. If you haven't heard of us, we are a sports-based YouTube channel where we do podcasts, a lot of podcasts and watch along. On Tuesday, we do the Wrestling Corner, where me and Simon talk about all things wrestling, AEW, WWE, and this week even TNO. We'll talk about Extreme Rules. On Wednesday, we have the Top Corner Football podcast, where we talk all things football, all the European leagues. We have some hints of other leagues in there as... Oh, there are flags out for some reason. Well, back markers, sorry. But yeah, tuning that every Wednesday. We've got 2 more weeks left now. We're having a bit of break, and we'll come back for season 2. On Thursday or Friday, the dates never as Bottas. I thought Bottas got past Verstappen their nose back markers. It was harsh, so I'm guessing it was Grosjean, because Norris is behind Grosjean. Norris not really having the best show in here. I think he got shafted in the pit stops, but he should still either way pushed himself up the track. Yeah, on Thursday, Friday, you got Will who talk about all things NFL. So tune in to that. We have football watch-alongs. It's not just things. So this Sunday, next Sunday, not this Sunday. Next Sunday we've got the final games of the Premier League. I'm pretty confident. If not, it's the Sunday after, where we'll all be on there, and it'll be a very soccer Saturday type stream. Norris does finally get past Grosjean. Grosjean will go back on the inside. No, it's not close enough. Norris does get at that place. I mean, we talk about AWS being crap, but AWS predicted that Bottas will have him in 5 laps. It's been way more than 5. Grosjean's complaining. Engineer's saying his car's fine. I mean, if you're McLaren, it's probably a race to forget. Just really not where you thought you would be, because you're seconds in the standing. And I don't know what's gone wrong really with the McLarens, because they showed their pace in Austria. I mean, we're showing that. We're seeing Carlos Sainz now will hunt his teammate for next year, Charles Leclerc. Cracked my neck at the same time as Carlos Sainz will have DRS. He tries to stick it on the inside. He's still going. He has to back off a bit, avoiding contact, but Carlos Sainz will put Leclerc under pressure. He's not going to go for it. Yeah, he's not going to go for it. Kieran said, "Bit rude." What with? What? And he can't win because he's dead, Kieran. Oh, Bottas does pit again. He's on hards, and they're going to go for it. Go for the undercut again, because they expect Verstappen to pit with 20 laps to go. It's very interesting here, though. Very interesting. Come on, Lance. You've got this. I have faith. Go on, Lance Stroll. I think everyone wants to see him on the podium now. Oh, a bit rude about the NFL corner. Oh, you don't have a date. You never have a date, so I can't clarify. That's why they say it's time unknown. It's hard to promote when you don't know. You said Will does. I said Kieran and Will. I said Kieran and Will. Well, you don't know. If I didn't say your name, you don't exist. But it is with Kieran and Will, the NFL corner. As Carlos Sainz now, he's just hunting Charles Leclerc. We're not really getting a battle here. We expected rain. It's not coming. We've got 19 laps left of the race. We're probably Bottas pits for the hards. See if you can think. Bottas is getting away from Stroll now. You know what? You would have hoped. Yes, come on, lads. My favourite Jew. Is it Jew? Why did I read that out? Why did I read it out? Come on, Lance Stroll. What can I say, Danny? You got me to say that. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but I mean, in F1, you hope for the underdogs. And we've got everyone saying how Hull City doing. We love it. We do absolutely love it. We don't take the mick of teams that get relegated, because it can happen to yours. I didn't think Oldham would get relegated, and it happened. There you go. Vorticize is what the air of the wing is called. Look at that. Either you're incredibly knowledgeable, Chris, or Google's doing you a massive favour. It's well cool, though. I mean, Carlos Sainz now. Charles Leclerc's been on them tyres for nearly 31 laps. I don't know why, but I feel like this year you can see it more. I'm gonna use that as much as I can now every time I do a stream. The vortices, the vortices was Carlos Sainz probably 5 tenths. Bottas sets another fastest lappers. I'm just trying. He's catching up. He's making 2 seconds nearly every lap. And so Charles Leclerc does lock up. So a big chance for Carlos Sainz to sort of gain a bit more time. So work our way through some grapes. George Russell pits now. Maybe just trying to get past. If he gives him fresh tyres, try catch up Raikkonen, try catch up Grosjean maybe. Magnussen's still sitting in 9th. When you watch F1, the race goes quick. Yeah. When it's a fun F1 race for sure. That's a wild camera. When it's a fun F1, guaranteed, it is fun. I'm just listening out. And Carlos Sainz opens his DRS. Will he get Charles Leclerc? And somehow he's not close enough even with DRS. Which is mental. We'll run through the standings quickly. I found my grape, as usual. Hamilton, Verstappen, Bottas, Stroll, Vettel, Albon, Perez, Ricciardo, Magnussen, Leclerc, Sainz, Kvyat, Ocon, Norris, Grosjean, Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, Russell, Latifi. Bottas sets another fastest lap. He is not stopping at all. Someone's pitting. It's Lance Stroll. Very interesting here. They're going for the fastest lap. Because now Stroll's going to have to defend from Vettel. Race point, we've got to have a good pit stop, and they do. Tyres off. Tyres on. And he's out. It's a great pit stop from Racing Point. Will he get... He's going to be still behind traffic, but it's a Williams and an Alfa. And there's Vettel, and Stroll does come out ahead of Vettel. Interesting, though. Very interesting now, because if Vettel has to pit, Lance has got a big chance now to set the fastest lap. I don't think he'll catch Bottas up, but you know, if Lance Stroll gets a P4, I think Racing Point will be very happy about, considering who is ahead of him. I mean, one thing I hate about the AODBS is we're saying we're going to get a Bottas Verstappen catch up. Bottas was near him. And nothing happened, then obviously Bottas pitted and stuff. Look, we're getting another one out. He says, in 9 laps. Yeah. It's one thing that would annoy me. I'd love to do commentary. But when you're given stuff like this, it is probably annoying to do because you think, well, stuff can change. All that has to happen is Verstappen. Oh my God, there's kind of motorbike. All that happens is Verstappen to have bomb a corner. Hamilton complained about the tyres, so we know that means he'll go set the fastest lap. If we go off Hamilton logic, he complains about his tyres or complains about something, he goes and sets fastest lap or gets an overtake or something. So if I go close to the camera, I'm just readjusting my seating position. I'm sat for nearly 2 hours straight. There's we're on board with, I'm guessing that's Albon. Yeah, Albon right behind Vettel. Vettel was behind Stroll and now not happening. Stroll is got a good lead. I mean, in fairness, Lance was on fresher tyres. I mean, if you look at the grid, Norris and Sainz both out the points, and it's going to be very disappointing. Magnussen's sitting in 9th. Leclerc probably will get Magnussen, and Sainz may get... Okay, it's 4 seconds behind Magnussen. If Magnussen gets P9, you count that as an incredible result for Haas. Magnussen would be gaining 7 places, and it's a strategy that's paid off well in terms of it gets them points. I don't think they've got points this season so far. I'm trying to think. Double DQ in Austria, 1. And Austria 2, they didn't get anything, so no. That would be their first points if they get it. And again, you look at Ferraris. If Lewis, if Charles Leclerc is in 10th, it's a poor. Considering you were 5th and 6th, I mean Seb's in 5th, which is great. Alex Albon making a place. Perez dropping down 2. Ricciardo making 3. Magnussen making 7. Leclerc losing 5 or 4. I think 4. There's 15 laps to go, so around 15 minutes left of the race. It'll be interesting. So I think Lance will be able to go to the end of the race. Bottas will, because he's on fresh. It's all to do with Verstappen's tyres, you know. Because if you're Red Bull, you're not going to want to pit Max because Bottas will be extremely close. I'm pretty confident Bottas will be 40. 22. So Bottas 14 seconds behind Verstappen. So he'd be 7 seconds behind him. But then Max obviously will be on fresher tyres. So be very interesting. Hamilton's just so good in air. He's so good. It's stressful. It's just annoying. Esteban Ocon not having a great show, making a post, but I think the biggest winners and losers so far. Your winners are going to be. No, I'm going to say Haas. It's probably even if they finish out the points to finish qualify 16th and 15th, then to have that point in the race where you're fifth and sixth, and fourth and fifth, because you've just got a strategy correct. Perfect. Your losers are McLaren for me. They just out of the points. That's Mercedes who. I thought that was Bottas is going past Verstappen. It was Bottas going past Albon. Again, Albon nearly a lap behind. And when you're in the same car, you shouldn't be happening. And even Max, who possibly has damage. I mean, Gunther Steiner there talking about. He's talking about Carlos Sainz getting past. I wonder if Bottas will get a penalty for the jump start. No, because Bottas will be fine. Because he had a horrible start, didn't he? I don't think he jump started. He starts at the same time, but he I don't know. Wait, he did, didn't he? I don't think he will. I think if he would have already been given it by now. I think Latifi's got a 5 second, and so does Raikkonen. So, but Giovinazzi's 18 seconds behind his teammate. Like, if you're Kimi, you've gone up 4 places. We've got 13 laps left. We never got that rain, though. We never got the rain that I think we wanted. We all wanted, for sure. As everyone else is extremely close, but you look at Stroll is 38 seconds behind Bottas. He's 72 off the lead. And if you're Racing Point, it's a good finish, but it's not. And I'm glad that regulations are coming in the future. It's 2022 now, isn't it? It was supposed to be 2021. Oh, wow. Sebastian Vettel now is in 5th, has been lapped by, I'm guessing it's Lewis Hamilton. If it's, yeah. It shows the Mercedes dominance, and I think for a lot of newcomer fans, look, I don't know how it didn't affect me, in terms of wanting to watch it, but I talked about it last week. When you see Mercedes dominate, it's not fun. But like we said, we've got two more years left, one more, and then we're back at it. I think, in fairness, next season we're going to have a full calendar, which would be nice. When does that start? January. So yeah, I think I'll be able to then watch longs on Sundays, unless I don't have any uni work and stuff. There's also might be something new coming onto the channel while I'm here on Mondays. After the podcast is done, we might be getting some tier lists. That's with Kieran D. But yeah, wait and see. But we'll go back to F1 with Sebastian Vettel being lapped. Hamilton, I think he'll be. How close is he behind Lance Stroll? I think he's lapped Stroll as well. It's got to be. If he's lapped Stroll, it's going to be. No, he hasn't. So Stroll might have it good here because he's ahead. Hold on, I'm just trying to see. He's got clean air for a while now, and behind him are an Alfa and a Williams. And they won't catch up to him, and he'll hold off Vettel. I mean, Bottas, 9 seconds. Verstappen team radio. Verstappen, just telling Verstappen to get back on the pace, and Verstappen playing with, I'm trying the best I can. Verstappen's going to have to hold off Bottas, but as it stands, it would be Hamilton first, Bottas second, wouldn't it? If it finished as it, if Bottas got second, and I think, well, where did Verstappen finish last week? He got third. Got third. Yeah, new regs are needed here. So Merck got to jump with the reg during 25. I mean, we know they're dominant, but all these teams, look at what Racing Point, if the Racing Point have copied Merck, and now they are challenging up into them top positions. But Merck are just they're so on the ball to change everything and make the best car that, as much as it's annoying because it's dominated them, they're dominating the track. It's like, it's needed so that all the cars are more bunched up, but Mercedes are clearly best at developing their car, which means they should be at the front of the pack. It just should never be this much of a domination. They shouldn't be a lap ahead. As we see Carlos Sainz now, we'll go for Charles Leclerc. It was a battle we got earlier, and then it differed away, and Sainz does not get it. Goes again on the outside. Charles Leclerc over the inside. Carlos Sainz is still pushing. He's still pushing. Leclerc pushes him off, and Sainz backs off. Now this battle will come down to the wire. The Leclerc Sainz sitting 10th and 11th. It's really a battle for points, really, against the two new Ferrari men for next season. I mean, you've got driver of the day. I think it's got to go to Hamilton, just because he's so. I mean, you could put Verstappen up there going up 5. Stroll for only losing 1 spot. Who else have you got there? Magnussen. But Verstappen at the top. It's Verstappen, Hamilton, then Vettel. I think Stroll should be up there, you know. He's having to compete with the big boys. But yeah, Verstappen probably does deserve it if he sticks a second. Imagine now if Bottas or Verstappen or even Hamilton. Now you've got to have Verstappen or Bottas spin out. Sorry, I'm just listening to team radio. Oh, on the inside, Charles Leclerc. Carlos Sainz on the inside, Charles Leclerc. He sort of pushes him off track, but not enough that thing. And Carlos Sainz gets past Charles Leclerc. As Hamilton, I think, maybe pitting for Haas. Chris Waller, should have feel sacked Danny Carla. What for switch on the same day? Please to Hudson Carla. Maybe, yeah, maybe. Who knows? I'm here for the F1. So Sainz does get past Leclerc. Sainz is in 10th, Leclerc in 11th. And showing it. Sainz sort of squeezes Leclerc out off the track. Sainz probably should give more room. Leclerc on the radio. Not even complaining about sort of the move, he just complaining how he's struggling a lot. So look at that. Sainz doesn't have. He has literally probably enough room for his car. He sort of doesn't give Charles the room, then he gives it out, but enough time. The thing. We're seeing Lando Norris now, where it's Grosjean, Norris, Ocon, and Kvyat all battling for. Unfortunately for Ocon and Kvyat. Oh, as Bottas still 9-6 behind Verstappen, 8 laps to go. Unfortunately, I don't see anything really happening now. One thing I love to do, a lot of spots do it with all-star games. I'd love it if one race all the cars are switched. So if you finished first at the end of the year, after Abu Dhabi, they have one final special. It'll never happen. Where Latifi and Russell are both put in a Mercedes. Obviously, it's different car setups. It'll never happen. But Latifi and Russell are both put in a Mercedes. Hamilton and Bottas in a Williams, and they keep on switching them. So like first and 10th, second and 8th, third and 7th, and blah blah. It should feel like an all-star game. I know a lot of sports have an all-star thing. Yeah, Lando Norris, he started 8th, loses 6 places. Not much you can ask for, really. Carlos Sainz in 10th now. Squeeze Leclerc. You've got a guy drinking milk for Lando Norris. Looks a bit like Lin-Manuel Miranda. A little bit. Oh. Trying to see if there's anything I can comment on. I mean, Lando Norris and Esteban Ocon having a battle here. I think we seem to forget that Russell, Albon, and Norris are only in their second season in F1. Like, it could still sort of come up then. They've still got a lot of time. Hamilton is coming in for the pits. Hamilton basically complaining how that I think he wanted the fastest lap. Oh, never mind. Hamilton is not coming in. So Hamilton got the team radio and complained how he wanted to, like, they were telling him what tyres are going to put on. Hamilton complained him. The minute garage comes out, Hamilton goes on the radio, asks what's going on, and his race engineer just goes, "Don't have a clue this. I'll find out." But yeah, Merck's pit stop crew come out, and then they set up, and then Hamilton doesn't come in the pits, and what's it called? And the pit stop crew go back in. I was watching Alex Albon and Sebastian Vettel. Albon trying to get, if Albon gets past Vettel here, Hamilton on team radio now. They just tried to get a bit more space for Hamilton. But I think, in fairness, we talk about, again, it's a very subject we talk about a lot, but Albon and Verstappen. If Albon gets past Vettel, he gets P5. That's a great result considering he qualified at P13. I don't seem to forget he qualified very low down because of poor strategy, and he went out in traffic when he really asked them not to. Obviously, sometimes you don't get a choice, but when you're in Red Bull, you can sort of, you've got a quicker car that can make it round. But yeah, if Albon can get it here, I class it as a good race for him. Considering, I mean, Verstappen did start P7. But go on, Albon. See if Albon can get past Sebastian Vettel here. A sort of a confidence booster. Lance Stroll, I think he's got P4 quite comfortably. He won't get Bottas, he's 41, but Bottas is only 5.4 seconds off Verstappen. He's got five up, so he would have to gain nearly. Schalke complaining again, the balance is all over the place. I'm trying my best, but I'm struggling so much. It's that Ferrari. Again, mix and match. Decent qualifying, not good race pace. As Verstappen now will probably get driver of the day. He's on 90%, Hamilton 14, Vettel on 12. There's not long left, five more laps left. Can we get something shocking? Maybe, fingers crossed, the last lap crash. It'd have to be between Verstappen or Bottas to have a shock podium. Just because Hamilton, I think Hamilton genuinely can spin out. Unless Hamilton crashes and got his damage, but Hamilton could spin out and re-get going and he'd be fine. And I think we're on board with, I'm going to say that's Carlos. He says, Lando Norris trying to catch Esteban. I can at least show in the back of the pack now. Compared to last year. Compared for a bad pit stop here, 40 wheel, but please. And you would have to get a horrendous. What was it? He was one of the ones where they forgot to bring out the right tyres. So they put the tyres on and realised it were the wrong ones. They had to take them off and but they didn't have the other tyres ready. It'll be interesting when Lewis comes into pit. So let's say he comes into pit now. 2 laps, a lap to warm his tyres and set the fastest lap. I'm guessing it's a call that Lewis made to get the fastest lap. Hamilton already parked his car. He knows he's already won it. Done it. So there are some. Okay, Mercedes are actually coming out now. Right. So Lewis Hamilton does come into the pits eventually. Bottas does set a fastest sector 1 though. Hamilton comes in. Tyres. Okay. It was a slower than normal. It was slower than normal. It doesn't matter because Verstappen would only be 15. Ooh. Right. Ooh. Albon gets past Vettel. Albon got past Sebastian Vettel, but Bottas does set the fastest lap. But Albon now P5. Albon, or you know what, making up 8 positions. Verstappen making up 5. The Red Bulls. You know what? If you were Red Bull, you'd be happy with the performance you've shown today. If Verstappen does keep this place, we're just showing it now. And Albon just launched it on the inside, and Vettel just doesn't really even contest. It was a back left tyre problem. He didn't stick it in properly, but it's mental though that they were pissed off. It was still a 3.6 second, like it was a quick-ish pit stop. Like it wasn't like you were wasting 5, 7 seconds, 10 seconds even. Now Sergio Perez catching up Sebastian Vettel. Is Vettel going to have a last laps collapse? Not long left, 3 laps. Ooh. It'd be interesting now. I think that's Bottas. That's Hamilton. So it's Verstappen now. Can see Hamilton. But so can Bottas. Can see Verstappen. It's flying room. Bottas needs to be finishing on podium every race. Yeah. He luckily they're adding more races as it goes, and it gives Bottas a big chance, but it also gives Hamilton a bigger chance. As long as he gets podiums every week, we're fine in terms of he's still got a chance, and he's just got to hope he needs to start beating Lewis now. It's just because in Austria he got such a good start, like winning the race, and then Lewis winning the second one, and then Lewis possibly winning this one. That puts Lewis on 70. You get 68 points. Would it be on? We're getting a good mid-table battle now, though. So Hamilton laps Perez again. I'm just loading up the F1 at the same time. He's lapping the entire field nearly. Poor Pierre Gasly, really not even involved in any of this. Standings, that's what I wanted to look at. Why does it show? Oh, that's race results. I want. It's not going to show constructor standings. There we go. Nope, not useful. It's fine. There we go. So Valtteri is first still on 43. 5-point difference. So I think Lewis will be ahead by 2. We'll find out after, but I think it's by 2. Ooh. Bottas is close to Verstappen now. Bottas nearly within a second of Verstappen. We could get 2 laps left. 2 or 1 lap left. Bottas, big chance now. This is make or break for Max Verstappen and Red Bull. Bottas is sniffing down Verstappen. It's very interesting now. I think there's 1 more lap once these guys cross. Well, final lap now. Valtteri Bottas and Max Verstappen. Bottas will have DRS. He does trigger DRS. Verstappen doesn't have it. Bottas is hunting. He's hunting. He doesn't have enough like pace, but he's close. Oh. If Bottas had a couple more laps, he would have got this. There's another thing. I mean, I think Verstappen and Bottas now are going to be lapping Perez. Verstappen on radio is asking the cars to move out of the way. So it's Bottas's biggest chance. Bottas is close, and the back markers are going to be in Verstappen's way. Like Verstappen sort of has to go slow but fast, if that makes sense. As Bottas does hunt down Max Verstappen, we're coming into the final corners of the race. Well, not final corners, we've got a bit longer, but Hamilton will go then. Norris does finally get past Esteban Ocon. They don't show it on the screen, but you see it on the timing screens at the side. Bottas is so close to Verstappen. So Lewis Hamilton, final corner. And Lewis Hamilton is your winner of the Hungary Grand Prix, the Hungarian Grand Prix 2020. And it's going to be, they're going to show Max Verstappen comes round, Valtteri Bottas comes round. And Max Verstappen does get P2 and Valtteri Bottas P3. Before I do the stream, I'll just quickly, before you all leave, Wrestling Corner on a Tuesday. With me and Simon talk about this wrestling. Top Corner on Wednesday, where we all talk about the football, European football. On Thursday and or Friday, and time unknown, NFL Corner, Kieran and Will, they talk about all things NFL. We'll have many other watch-ons during the week. We'll go back to the race. Hamilton P1, Verstappen P2, Bottas P3, Stroll P4, Albon P5, Vettel P6, Perez P7, Ricciardo P8, Magnussen P9, Carlos Sainz P10, Charles Leclerc P11, Kvyat P12, Norris P13, Ocon P14, Grosjean P15, Raikkonen P16, Giovinazzi 17, Russell P18, and Latifi P19. Not good there for Williams after good qualifying. They just struggled the car. Get these cars out the fucking way. I mean, Max was probably getting twitchy ass right then. But yeah, great. Lance Stroll getting P4. The Hamilton Bottas, yeah. Bottas was so close. If you Red Bull, you're happy. Albon getting P5, especially qualifying P13. I appreciate it. Have a good week. Yeah, same with you, Danny. We'll be back. We won't be back next week. Verstappen ecstatic again. So we won't be back next week. We'll be back the week after for the Silverstone Grand Prix, and then the week after that for the anniversary Grand Prix. Don't know what it's called. But Max Verstappen gets driver of the day. But don't forget, please subscribe and like the channel. Would really appreciate it. I want to keep doing these watch-alongs. We want to keep on doing. Robert Perez, look at him. He's congratulating Lewis. Robert Perez can congratulate us. Just please like and subscribe. Share this channel with your mates. Even if you're not a football fan, you're an F1 fan. If you've got mates that have got football fans, share it as wherever you can. We'd really appreciate it. But thank you very much for watching, and peace.